Hi YouTube, Miss Audie here. It's been a while since I've posted anything, so I hope all of you are doing great. I just wanted to do this quick video. Some of you probably already know that my dad is a battalion chief for the Colorado Springs Fire Department, and he was involved in the Waldo Canyon Fire. He was actually in the Mountain Shadows area actively putting out fires in homes in that area during the fire when it first came off that ridge that Tuesday afternoon. So yeah, he was really involved with that, and our firefighters have received a lot of great recognition from the whole country, and of course they're all very appreciative of it, just as we are appreciative of them. But my dad, being a chief, has kind of had some really neat perks, and being the chief's daughter, I've had some cool things that came along with it, which was unexpected but greatly enjoyed. You know, that whole week that he was fighting that fire, it was really scary for me. My dad's been a firefighter my entire life, but it's never been so real. I mean, I could see the fire from my work, which was quite a ways away, and I knew where my dad was. I knew what he was doing because he had called me before the fire, just to let me know that he was going to be at work and he was going to be working on that fire. And then it came down the ridge, and so I knew that that's where my dad was. So it was really scary. Pretty much that whole week I'd stay up until 2, 3 in the morning listening to the scanner radio for them to say when Division Bravo, which was the division that my dad was in and was leading, would be relieved to go home or to go back to the station for the night. So I would stay up all night long just listening for when they would send him back to his station so he could relax, so I could relax, so I could go to sleep. And it was kind of nice, you know, him being a chief, that he was actually the one talking on the radio. So I could hear him and I could know how tired he was. I could kind of get a feel for how he was feeling just from his tone of voice. You know, obviously he's my dad, so I grew up listening to him. So that was kind of cool, and it was a really strange experience for me, and it was really hard. But yeah, so some of the payoffs are kind of nice. My dad did get to meet the president, which was super cool. He got to take a picture with him, and he actually got to ride in the president's motorcade, which I thought was way cooler than he did, but he thought it was cool too. But the really cool thing that I got to do was I got to meet Rodney Atkins, the famous country singer. My dad actually spent the day back on the day that the Olympics launched. That was the day that Rodney Atkins came and did a big benefit concert for the firefighters downtown Colorado Springs. And so before the concert, my dad actually got to spend the day with Rodney Atkins and drive him around and take him to some different fire stations so he could tour the stations and meet the firefighters. Rodney Atkins is a great guy. I just got to say right now, in case I forget. He was very nice, very down to earth. So I was at work the whole time, and I called my dad, and because I knew what he was doing, but I thought he'd be done because the concert was only a couple hours. So I called my dad and said, "Hey, what are you doing?" And he was like, "I'm still in the truck with Rodney Atkins." And I was like, "Oh, okay, I don't want to interrupt, you know." Just trying to get off the phone. He said, "Okay, just hang on 1 second." I was like, "Okay." And next thing I know, somebody's on the phone. He's like, "Hello?" And I was like, "Is this Rodney Atkins?" And he's like, "Yes, ma'am." And I was like, "Oh my God." So I was really excited. And then he was like, "Are you coming to the concert tonight?" And I said, "I don't know. I kind of don't have anybody to go with. So am I going to go get to hang out with my dad? I know he's going to be backstage." And he's like, "Well, if you come, of course you can." So I actually got to go backstage and hang out with Rodney Atkins during the meet and greet thing, and then be at the concert backstage, which was awesome. So I got to meet him, and I got to meet Andy Gibson, who was also there, who was also very sweet and down to earth. My dad and I kind of got to hang out more than most of the people that had just like the regular backstage meet and greet things from the radio stations, because obviously my dad had been driving him around all day. So when I was there, I just met up with them. So it was really cool. I mean, it was a little weird. I wasn't expecting either one of them to be as down to earth as they were, but I literally sat there and talked literature with Rodney Atkins for like 10 minutes, which was awesome. He gave me some books to add to my book list, and I gave him some books to add to his, which was cool, unexpected, but for an English graduate nerd that I am, I totally loved it. So it was really fun, and I just wanted to share with you guys some pictures that I took, and also the video of my dad being called up on stage and being recognized in front of 14,000 people for the awesome things that he did. Because while he's really shy about it, I think it's pretty freaking awesome that he got to go up there and that he was recognized. I mean, obviously, I love all of our firefighters. I know a lot of them personally, and they're all great, but my dad is my hero. And so if you have a problem with that, too bad. But considering the fact that he got put up on stage in front of, like, Colorado Springs, pretty much, I thought that was a huge honor, and I wanted to be able to share that with all of my family and friends on Facebook, and also pretty much everybody in the country, because my dad's awesome. So I don't know what else do you want me to tell you. So stay tuned. I'm just going to post that stuff right following this, and I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks.
They made this happen. They put out the Waldo Canyon Fire. Okay, now before we do that, I want to hear how loud you're going to get for these folks. Come on! Woo! Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Let me introduce to you Mike Myers, also known as Big Mike. Colorado Springs Utilities Paramount Crew. Mike Myers!
Coming out and supporting the community. There's no better place than Colorado Springs. And thanks to the efforts of all the men and women that were on the line, we put that fire out.
Now we'd like to introduce one of my personal heroes from the Colorado Springs Fire Department, Tony Brano. This time. I've got one question for you. How many of you out there love your fire department? I would like to say this is by far the best community to live in anywhere in the United States. There's such great support that we've seen from this community, but I'd like to add that there are multiple fire departments that were on this fire. It wasn't just Colorado Springs, and I personally, on behalf of Colorado Springs Fire Department, would like to extend a thank you to all of the other organizations that had a part on this fire, and they did an awesome job. Thank you. Thank you, Lou. All right, guys, listen. That was a pretty good applause, but these guys saved our community. We have to step that up a little bit. Come on.
put you all straight. Our first responders and the bosses and everybody else, man, if you see the booty on the line, make sure you put some money in it. All that money stays right here.